The movie begins. This man gets kidnapped by a gangster and left in the middle of nowhere. While trying to find a way home, he runs into a mysterious girl with real wings. The man forgets about his own problems and risks everything to protect the girl. Nate P. is a middle-aged man with bad luck. He is an unsuccessful musician who hardly gets to perform in small clubs and bars. One night, after his performance, he argues with the club manager to get his complete payment. Afterward, he walks out and puts the money in his car trunk. Before he can drive away, a gangster punches him so hard that Nate immediately falls unconscious. The next morning, he opens his eyes beside the gangster driving the car at full speed. He takes Nate to the middle of a desert and points the gun at him. Nate mentally prepares himself to die, but a miracle saves his life. The gangster gets shot by a gang of Native Americans. They steal the gun and the car keys but do not cause any harm to Nate. Poor Nate is stuck in the middle of nowhere and keeps walking till he finds help. After climbing up a mountain, he notices a small carnival with lots of visitors. Nate walks down and asks a performer to lend him a phone. After taking a small payment, the performer lets Nate get inside the tent so he can use the phone. The tent is full of several other performers who are practicing risky tricks like eating fire and swallowing swords. Nate is shocked to see them, but his attention gets caught by a particular performer. It's a gorgeous woman standing inside a glass box. She assumes Nate is one of the audience and opens her wings. Nate knows that the wings must be fake, but the breathtaking beauty of the woman calls him to have a closer look. The woman gets startled and turns off the lights. Nate forgets about the phone and starts looking for a chance to see the woman again. Luckily, he finds her van and peeks through the window. The woman is still wearing the wings, and they look so real. Nate gets more curious and keeps staring, but the woman catches him. She angrily says that the show is over, so Nate should leave. Nate apologizes for disturbing her and introduces himself. He has been walking for hours and wants a place to sit down for a while and have a drink. After hearing that Nate is a musician, the woman lets him come inside for a drink. Despite living out of the States, she speaks really good English, which impresses Nate even more. He jokingly asks if she is an angel, but the woman prefers calling herself Bird Woman. However, she is really tired of her job because the wings are really heavy and they hurt. Nate asks why she does not take them off, but instead of replying, the woman asks him to leave. Nate still offers her to come with him if she wants to escape the miserable life of the circus. As he steps out of the van, he encounters the woman's boss and his bodyguards. The boss tells Nate that the bird woman is not a human but a creature he found in the garbage. Her wings are real. The boss named her Lily, gave her a home, and in return, she had to exhibit herself in the circus. Where else would a girl like her go? The boss is not abusing her. He is just protecting her from the outside world. Nate admires his efforts and excuses himself because he needs to get back home. But the boss doubts that Nate wants to steal Lily. Moreover, the boss does not want Nate to tell anyone that the wings are real. Nate promises to keep the secret, but the boss still does not let him go. Suddenly, Lily breaks into the tent with a car and asks Nate to get in. After traveling a little farther, they stop at a gas station so Nate can call his friend Harriet. Harriet believes that the kidnapper was one of the men of the gangster's boss, Happy. He has been after Nate's life since Nate secretly dated Happy's wife. Harriet tells Nate to run away as far as he can, but Nate has a plan and asks Harriet to arrange a meeting with Happy. After the call, Nate starts looking for Lily, but she climbs up a high spot to try flying. She has never done this before and feels scared. Nate borrows a camera from a passerby and clicks a picture of Lily. She gets Happy to see this because she thinks Nate is admiring her natural beauty. They get back to the car and head towards Nate's hometown. On the way, Lily asks Nate how he ended up in the desert, but he does not give a clear answer. Lily does not insist on knowing more about him because she just needed his help in escaping the cage. They stop at a motel and rent a comfortable room. Lily goes to the balcony and starts staring at the ocean. She has never seen it before. Nate understands her desires and promises to take her to the ocean so she can see it closely and enjoy everything she missed in the circus. Hearing this, Lily gets overwhelmed and starts crying. Nate wipes her tears and asks her to relax. Lily agrees and takes off her coat so she can comfortably spread her wings. Nate unintentionally stares at her wings and playfully says that he will never get used to seeing them. Lily assumes that Nate is calling her weird, so she gets angry and shuts herself in the bathroom. After a calming shower, Lily joins Nate on the bed. Nate apologizes again, but Lily is really hurt by his words. The next morning, she wakes up early and leaves the motel. Nate starts to panic and looks for her everywhere. The manager reveals that Lily made some calls and drove away somewhere. Nate checks the phone history and dials the same number. It belongs to a plastic surgeon. Lily must be planning to remove her wings. Nate cannot let that happen and rushes to the clinic. The doctor is already checking Lily's wings, but Nate tells him to stay away. Lily still wants the surgery so she can become normal like other girls. Nate requests her to stop because she is special and more precious than any other girl in this world. After warning the doctor to keep this a secret, Nate leaves the clinic with Lily. He calls Harriet again and tells her the plan. He is going to lure Happy with Lily and convince him to spare Nate's life. Harriet is worried that Lily may get in danger, but Nate believes that Happy loves unique things, so he will definitely treasure Lily. She will get a life that Nate can never afford. Harriet still does not agree, but Nate promises to never let Happy get close to Lily. He will only allow him to have a glimpse from afar, and in exchange, Nate will try to get enough money to leave the country. Harriet finally agrees to the plan and arranges a meeting with Happy. Nate starts the conversation by apologizing and says that he didn't know the girl he was with was Happy's wife. In reply, Happy says that he does not have any wife because he has already killed her. Now it's Nate's turn. Nate shows a picture of Lily and explains that she is real, no less than a wonder of nature. In exchange for Lily, Nate wants Happy to spare his life and also give him 20% of her price. Happy prefers killing Nate right now and kidnapping Lily, but Nate refuses to tell her location. Happy orders his men to torture Nate to reveal the location, but Nate lies that he does not know where Lily is. She is under the custody of someone else who is in connection with police and detectives. If anything happens to Nate, Happy will be investigated for murder, while Lily will disappear forever. If Happy wants to get Lily, he must do whatever Nate says. Moreover, he can make a huge profit by exhibiting Lily. Happy agrees to the deal, but he wants to meet Lily. Nate agrees and calls him for another meeting in the opera house. The next morning, Nate takes Lily to the opera house and parks the car in the backyard. Lily has no idea of the reality, and she assumes that Nate only wanted to show her the beautiful scenery. Lily mentions the pictures of Nate in old magazines, which reminds him of the old times. He used to be famous but didn't like the stress and politics he needed to go through. Therefore, he decided to return to his normal life. Lily is glad he did that, otherwise, they may have never met. While they are busy talking, Happy arrives at the opera house. After waiting for a while, a random girl delivers a note and a pair of binoculars. Happy follows the instructions and puts on the binoculars. Suddenly, the stage opens to the backyard, and Happy can see the magnificent wings of Lily. He immediately orders his men to kill Nate and bring Lily, but they have escaped already. Nate feels bad for deceiving Lily and decides to do something special for her. He asks her to wear the prettiest dress and accompany him to a special place. He takes her to the theater and shows her a beautiful painting of the ocean. This is her gift until Nate manages to take her to the real ocean. Lily finds Nate really romantic and asks if he ever married someone. Nate remembers his wife, whom he loved dearly, but they weren't meant to be together. Lily does not ask more questions about his past relationships and requests Nate to play the trumpet. It's been a while since he played it, but for Lily's happiness, Nate plays a beautiful song. Lily gets really impressed and says that she does not care if the ocean is real or not because the caring man beside her is real. Nate also starts falling for Lily and asks her for a dance that ends with a passionate kiss. After reaching the motel, Nate tells Lily that he really loved his wife. But when she was drifting away from him, he didn't do anything to stop her. Nate still regrets being a coward. Lily comforts him, and they both go to sleep. In the middle of the night, Nate gets awakened by Happy and his men. He tells Lily about the deal, and her heart breaks after knowing the truth. She trusted Nate blindly and even fell in love with him, but he deceived her anyway. Lily is willing to go with Happy, but she asks him to spare Nate's life. They still beat him but do not kill Nate. After they leave, Harriet immediately arrives to help her friend. Nate regrets putting Lily's life in danger and decides to get her back at any cost. Harriet disguises herself as a champagne seller and drives inside Happy's mansion. Nate sneaks in too and reaches the living area where Lily is comfortably watching a movie with Happy. Nate asks Lily to come with him because they are meant to be together. However, Lily seems to have accepted her fate and prefers to stay with Happy. Nate keeps begging, but Lily says in a cold tone that she does not care about him anymore. Nate's heart breaks, and he walks away. Little does he know, Lily is doing this all just to protect him. She made a deal with Happy: as long as she stays with Happy, no one will harm her beloved Nate. This is the unfortunate end of their little love story. Meanwhile, Nate has completely lost himself and does not get to play music anymore. He tries to get some other job, but no one is willing to hire an inexperienced worker like him. One night, he runs into an old friend who seems really worried about Nate's financial condition. He is also a musician and will be performing at an upcoming party in the museum. He wants Nate to join him, as the payment will feed Nate for at least a week. Nate accepts the offer and promises to show up on time. Meanwhile, Lily is still trying to adjust herself to the new lifestyle. Happy treats her really politely and even shares his secrets. His actual name is not Happy, it's Michael. In his childhood, he used to be an angry kid who walked around with a big frown. He never found much to smile about, and his dad jokingly called him Happy. That's how he got stuck with this nickname. But he always hated it until now. Since he had gotten Lily, he is happy for real. Saying this, he gives a gorgeous diamond necklace to Lily, but she refuses to accept it. Happy insists on keeping the necklace and says that soon Lily will learn to be happy as well. He takes her to big, luxurious parties, but Lily does not like them at all. Nate is performing at the same party, and he tries to get close to Lily, but she keeps ignoring him and goes back to Happy. Nate's heart shatters into pieces, but he tries to stay calm. Despite trying so hard, he cannot get over the grief and starts drinking alcohol and taking drugs. He totally loses his senses and sees Lily everywhere. He becomes so desperate that he brings a random girl to his house. At first, the girl seemed normal, but then she injects something into Nate's body. She is actually from the same circus where Lily worked. The boss was following Nate everywhere. After the injection, Nate feels a sudden pain throughout his body. The boss promises to pay his regards to Lily, and then he leaves Nate to die. After a few hours, Nate opens his eyes in the shower. Luckily, Harriet visited him at the right time and saved his life. Meanwhile, the circus boss finds Happy's address and breaks into his house. He meets Lily and asks her to come back to her real home. He is the one who found her and raised her, she shouldn't be ungrateful like this. Lily asks him to leave, but he does not listen. Suddenly, Happy reaches there and shoots the boss. The poor guy dies on the spot while Lily is trembling in fear. Happy's patience has run out, and he beats up Lily as well. It's time to make sure no one tries to steal her again. While Happy is planning his evil deed, Nate is resting at home. One day, an old friend visits Nate and brings interesting news, which his cousin in the police told him. Happy is running a secret club, which is attended by hundreds of rich businessmen and drug dealers. They do not dance or drink, but stare at a mysterious girl trapped in a glass box. In exchange, Happy is taking a huge fortune from each guest. Nate's friend doubts this news, but Nate has figured out what's happening. Instead of treasuring Lily, Happy has decided to use her for money. Nate takes Harriet's help and drives to the club. After he gets out of the car, Harriet keeps staring at him and wonders how someone can be so madly in love. Nate joins some other guests and succeeds in passing the entrance without getting caught. As soon as he reaches the stage, his blood starts boiling in anger. Poor Lily is forced to become an exhibit for creepy people. She ended up at the same hell where she started from. Nate walks to the box and stares at Lily in helplessness. Happy reaches there too and makes fun of Nate. Hearing his comments, Nate gets more angry and punches Happy as hard as he can. Afterward, he breaks the glass box and takes Lily away. They climb up the staircase and reach the roof. Though Nate has closed the door, Happy's guards will break it any second. There's only one way to escape this calamity: Lily has to fly. Nate keeps encouraging her, but she is too scared to do that. She spreads her wings, but her body feels so heavy. Lily apologizes to Nate and mentally prepares herself to get caught by Happy again. However, Nate cannot give up so easily. He finally tells Lily that he loves her more than anything in the world. Before Lily can reply, Nate walks to the edge of the building and jumps down. Lily forgets her fear and jumps to save Nate. Her wings glide over the wind, and she starts flying. The whole city stares at them in shock, while Lily and Nate keep flying to find a new home. No one can stop them now. After a while, they reach the desert where Nate was taken to. He suddenly notices his own dead body lying on the ground. He was never saved, and the kidnapper had killed him on the spot. Everything that happened after that was just a dying dream. Nate still smiles and stares at Lily, who must be an angel that will fly him to the heavens. Thus, we reach the end of this film. Thanks for watching. You can like this video to support us. Don't forget to subscribe for more content. See you in the next video. Goodbye.